So, with my friend Alberto, who spent about a week with us in Playa del Carmen, we haven't had as many awesome experiences as I had hoped to, but we've had a couple of sessions and some really interesting discussions. And this being New Year's Eve, we've been talking about a rebirth, a shift, a quantum shift into the opening into our universal and eternal truth being how we're experiencing ourselves here. Because none of us are 100% happy with our lives and what we're doing and how we do things. And we've all had extraordinary experiences of openings and awakenings. And yet, our day-to-day experiences and challenges and work and how we communicate and conduct ourselves are not quite what we would be doing and saying if we embodied those immense truths that we experience in our best moments. And so the way through that is to, without any crutches as much as possible, to fully put our awareness in the moment, right here, right now, and say, what's possible for my awareness, for my consciousness, for my experiencing transcendent truths as what's real? Because transcendent truths are so much more beautifully true than our contextual ones here. And yet, we live our contextual truths 24/7. And how often do we live our transcendent ones? Little glimpses here and there. While we're not living life, while we're focused on the experience of a transcendent truth, but somehow not while we're dealing with life. Why not have the dealing with life be where we experience our wisdom and our enlightenment and our knowing? Only by choosing that in this moment and staying in that opening and allowing for us to be reborn by our opening to transcendent truth in our normal consciousness. And staying in that opening, staying in that choice, and allowing everything in our minds, in our hearts, in our bodies, everything that's tied up in our cells, to feel that radiance and to go into a harmonic resonance with the radiance that's continuous in us. And as we maintain our focus in the now on that choice, that our choice is to experience radiant truth within our experience of ourself. And why not? Why not here? Why not now? For no reason, just because we can and want to. And so can anyone else. Now, I don't know if it has to be as important as a next breath when you can't breathe, but it at least ought to be focused on us being absolute stillness, which means we accept absolutely everything that is right now, and everything in the past. We give nothing any weight or significance except this moment. Nothing else matters except our opening and our transformation in the moment of now. And you see, as soon as you make that choice, you're moving into the flow of consciousness, the flow of freedom. And you just stay there and let it happen. And just relax into the awesomeness of truth. The truth that sets you free, not the one that makes you right or wrong, but the one that sets you free. That's the only truth that's relevant. Yeah. I know you know what I mean, and I know that you can do it, and I know that you've done it thousands of times. But taking a moment to share that with somebody else that has experience, whether it's different or not, doesn't matter, was a transcendent fuck yes. And so to take a moment and open to experiencing your transcendent truth and having the space where you're eager to see somebody else experience their own transcendence, their own universal and eternal actual self. That's what makes life worth living. Is sharing the moment of opening and awakening with a friend. I don't know if there's anything else that matters if you don't start with that. You know, because everything else is moving in confusion as a lost being. What do you do? I don't know. How do you do it? I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. This is what we want. And continuing at each moment of now in that opening and receiving, in that transformative shift where the flow is something that is actually moving through us until we're moving as that, until the flow and us are indistinguishable because the truth of us is one and the same. We're that which gives rise to creation. That supports creation. That imagines the universe into being. So imagine not just a universe into being, but you being, in your experience of yourself, a perfect reflection of that infinite eternal truth, the creator truth, the Christ consciousness, the Buddha consciousness, the infinite eternal self that is you. That radiance being the radiance in your heart, in your soul, in your mind, in every bone of your body, every muscle, every cell. Radiant truth. Nothing else. Makes it a little easier to breathe now. Although I can't breathe through my nose because of the wrapping. And so even though I said what I said, I did take some substances. I smoked a little crutch so that I could, move as much of the contextual silliness out of the way. So that we could focus on the right thing. So that when you get home, you go, man, I'm glad I went to see David. Yeah, that's the effect that you and I would like to have on everybody that we interact with, Why not be there for the rest of the world in a wise way, in a knowing way, in a loving way, understanding, compassionate, but powerful and successful for yourself. A master of reality to the degree that you choose to, What does that mean? Can you be a yogi wandering with a bowl, spreading the light, and every now and then somebody gives you something to eat in the bowl? Yeah, beautiful way to live. If that's your path, that makes sense. But a lot of us have families, So how do you do it there? How do you, give yourself that time to be still, absolutely. And then you go, oh yeah, I'm here to experience the truth that sets me free, that eternal self, that universal self, that creator self. You dive in that pool and you go, I'm home, I'm free. And you notice the body and you go, okay, where's that radiance? You focus on the radiance in the body. And, oh, there it is. And you stay focused on it. The more that you focus on it, the more that you feel, the more that it's apparent to you, the more that it seems to grow. Of course, it's already fucking unbelievable. It's just cloaked. It's just not noticed, but the more that you notice it, the more profound its effect on you.
How about you?
What I'm speaking is probably primarily for me.
And having you being here, how's that for you?
Having the opportunity to have this exact conversation right now makes me profoundly grateful that you came. Because I know that you know so many things. Because at the same time, besides knowing about them,
lived experience.
You know, what in all those experiences that we both had that we could talk endlessly about, how much of that transcendence are we going to allow to be in our here and now without the help of the plants or the chemicals, whatever it is, that cleans our house for us. And then without the help, we come back to a dirty house. So this is how we clean it. We say, okay, absolute responsibility for my existence in this moment the way that it is. Nothing in the past matters. Nothing in the present matters. There's nothing that matters more than the truth that sets me free in this moment.
And then the vehicle in tip-top shape, oil change, tires filled, cleaned up, so that a vehicle can experience that moment by moment.
Yes. But in the moment that you choose to do it, however you prepare it, successfully or unsuccessfully, there's still the miraculous that's available to make all of your bad decisions go away. It's kind of like iboga, right? Clean the slate. So what? So the fuck what you didn't prepare. So the fuck what that you sinned your whole life. So the fuck what? It was what it was, and what it is and what it was does not matter at all. The only thing that matters is what are you willing to, how much of your actual eternal nature are you willing to experience in this moment? Open and be free.
And clean up what needs to be cleaned up.
No, you don't do anything but surrender. You surrender so that you can have a transformative truth, make you born again. And from that, then you act, not before. You can prep all you want for it, but when you're in the moment of having, saying, okay, am I going to make the choice? Fuck no, I got to prepare. Well, fuck that. We're making a choice right now. So there's no preparation in the now for something that might happen in the future. What can happen now? Regardless of our circumstances, regardless of how our minds and bodies are configured, what could we experience right now? Just because. It's pretty damn good and exciting. And so why not? Just because in your mind you haven't prepared for something that nobody we know has experienced as who they walk around as. So by that measure, they're all wrong. No matter how close they came, no matter how brilliant, no matter how wise, no matter how holy, did they provide an experience of the transcendent to the people they hung out with without saying a word?
The gate is open. Just walk through it.
So open and enlighten me.
It's a gateless gate. It's always open. It's always been open.
No, but
Just walking through
open,
it.
let me feel Let me feel the flow of consciousness, of the consciousness of the universe, the consciousness of eternity. In my occlusion, such as I am in this moment, let me feel the transcendent radiating from you. Just open and allow that. Open and allow me to know the universe in the presence of you. Just let me feel what that's like. Yeah. That's making it so much easier for me. Yeah, allow me to know eternity just by sitting in your presence. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Now that's being a blessing to somebody and to yourself. There's no need to even talk about it, Unless the flow's stuck, then we talk about it until oh yeah, I remember. Sorry. Ho'oponopono. Yeah, just relax back into the stillness. Notice the radiance in your own heart. Notice how strong it is now. Notice how it's affecting so much more your body now. Notice how your different body systems are beginning to go, oh, thank God. Why not? Why not have it be that easy? If you were God, once you were fully ready to be yourself. No. Once, if everybody and everything's God, and yet they don't know it, except some people intellectually go, yeah, I know, I've had an experience. I remember it was really great. And I was everywhere and everything. But, they still hate the other political party and all the idiots that believe differently. Yeah, that's what we're letting go of. That's no longer true about us. We don't care. Because everyone is God. And everyone gets to choose to be as fucked up as they want to be. But we get to choose to be as real and true as we want to be too. And if anybody comes along to us, we don't have to change for them because they're coming into our reality, they're coming into our truth, and we're not going to hide it from ourselves just because somebody else thinks that, they're some God consciousness. Fuck them. I mean, they can do that all that they want, but if they sit in a room with you, they have a really impossible time maintaining the fabric of their lives, of the context of reality from a limited point of view. So it's their choice. If they're going to be in your presence, and your truth is going to affect them because it's a radiant one. So it's on them if they wake up and can't maintain their lies and their truths and their battles and their traumas. So it's on them. So I don't think you need to hold yourself back for any reason with anyone. You don't have to say a word to them about it. Whatever your interactions are with them, do it from your wisdom. Do it from your knowing. And do it from saying, okay, is there anything I want further from this person? In any possible way or future? If yes, then communicate in a brilliant way about what you want and how you want it and what you're willing to give. And if not, God bless you, man. Have a wonderful life. I've got some things that I'm fully dedicated to, and they're not involving you, and it's consuming me to do this now. So, we'll talk again sometime soon. Let all the distractions go. All the needless ones. Be still and be free until your radiant truth is who you wake up as in the morning. But in the meantime, in each moment of now that you can, choose and open and notice the radiance. And notice how that's shifting the morality, the frequency of the space around you now. How much more comfortable it is in here now. Nothing impinging on you now. Nothing pushing and pulling and judging. Because now it's doesn't need to pretend anymore to be something that less than the manifestation of a cosmic, universal, eternal love. You set reality free by being the truth of eternity, the truth of your universal nature in the body of you now.
How many times come out of my journey since always teaching them the results here, and a constant reminder that it exists here and now. Not some pie in the future light that will show up and will radiate through.
Yeah,
here and now.
yeah. I mean, all those hundreds of beautiful experiences that you keep wanting to go back to and repeat over and over again. No. Here and now. Here and now. A rebirth. In a few hours we got a new year. Okay, so this is your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So you wake up new. The first baby of the new year.
Mm-hmm.
First divine birth.
Mm.
Why not? Why not wake up tomorrow, reborn divinely, majestically, beautifully, truthfully, gloriously, powerfully, lovingly, compassionately, a relief. for everyone else that knows you.
Knowing that I'm gonna be okay. It's an invitation for them to feel okay too.
Knowing that, experiencing not just that you're okay, but experiencing awesomeness. Yeah, experience your awesomeness right now. And choose to keep experiencing your awesomeness. Don't project anything less than that into the future. And if you ever experience yourself less than that, then just make it a practice to dive into the experience of your radiant truth and luxuriate in there until you can take some actions as that. And then when you stop acting that way, then be silent again, be still. And remember, and open, and receive, and allow that flow of grace that you are, and that radiance that you are, to be your experience again in each new moment, and then act as that until you notice that you're not. And then, it's like making a candle, dipping the string in the wax until, okay, now we've got something useful here. We've got a life that's self-realized. That's stable in their realization, stable in their awakening, stable in their wisdom. An actual free being. Let's see. Just checking if we're still recording.
So
Recording. That feels good, doesn't it?
yes. Resting one's awesomeness as awesome. And seeing the awesomeness in others as awesome.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's a really powerful opening.
For no reason.
Just because.
Why not?
Yeah. Don't paralyze what's required.
No.
Just the truth. If the truth is you're fucked up more than everybody else, then that's where you wake up. And then you just, deal with it from an awakened position. The people who prep better have an easier time of it. But, if it's your turn, then open up where you are, as you are, who you are, and surrender all of that on the altar of divine, eternal, and universal truth that burns forever with the fuel of everything that considers itself to be less than that. The fire of transformation. Yeah, lay down. altar and let it burn brightly with your lies and your concepts and your thoughts and your belief systems and your cellular memories and all the traumas, all the obligations, all the limitations, everything that's fabricated to control and manipulate and limit. Yeah. Just let it burn. Stay open, stay on the altar, and give yourself up to that altar of truth that sets you free when you allow yourself to be destroyed on it. By self, I mean everything that considers itself to be less than the truth. Because you only get out of this one way, and that is you being the absolute truth. And so, if that's what's real and true, then it just takes focusing on that until it's your experience. And then experiencing it long enough to burn off everything else. So that's the recipe. Okay. So we made it really simple. We made some good paintings out of this. And you can sell some of my paintings to your rich friends. Support the cause.
We gotta bring Richard and Willa here for sure.
Who?
Richard and Willa. I met Richard. You remember Richard, do you?
Yeah.
White-haired man. There's not any white-haired men out there. Elegant white-haired man.
What's his circumstance? I guess, so let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Anybody that ever watches this, the reason we recorded this is so that we can go through the experience that we've just been having, and that it's done in such a way that is repeatable by, if we experience something wonderful, then you can watch this and make the choice for yourself. You know, so choose well and be free and notice that radiance that has always been and always will be inside of you. But you have to notice it in order for that to transform your sense of self.
Beautiful.
Okay. Good night.
Richard and Willa were